What is going on, travelers? In today's video we are going to be doing a pre-release guide on Mualani. She is a 5-star Hydro character and is a Catalyst user, and I know we have so many of those, but she serves on a shark. Like, come on, that's just pull worthy right there. She is an HP scaling DPS and her damage is great, and as you know, Hydro is one of, if not the best element in the game, so you can use her in many team comps. In this video we're going to go over her kit, constellations, and of course some artifacts and weapons are going to go well with her. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. So let's go over her kit. Her normal attack, she performs a 3-hit combo throwing pufferfish at an enemy, and it's freaking amazing. But she's a little bit like Yoimiya. When you proc her elemental skill, it's going to enhance her normal attack, but it is going to look much different because when using her elemental skill, you're going to enter the Night Soul state and gain 60 Night Soul points. You will consume Night Soul points through various means. The skill will end when all points have been consumed. When you do her elemental skill, Mualani is going to mount her Sharky surfboard. It's going to increase her speed. Her normal attacks will be converted into shark bites, dealing hydro damage based off her max HP. It's freaking adorable. Now, these attacks can happen in midair, and the damage is considered normal attack damage, so you are going to want to focus on leveling up her normal attack. Note that you can't spam the normal attack, as you can do a Sharky's Bite every 2 seconds. When she is in the state and you make contact with an opponent, she's going to apply a mark on them called Marked as Prey, and she'll gain 1 wave stack, and you can have a max of 3 of these. Now, when Mualani uses a Sharky's Bite on a marked prey, her damage is going to be increased based on the number of stacks you have, and a normal attack will be used with a bigger bite, instead dealing more damage and clearing all the stacks. Now, when a mark is removed, she's going to fire off shark missiles up to 5 nearby opponents, dealing damage equal to Sharky's Bite. This does do more damage the less opponents there are on the field, so if you use up all the missiles on all opponents, it's going to do less damage, but more damage with less opponents on the field. So she's going to be better with fewer mobs. Her skill seems complicated, but it's not. There's a lot of components into it, but she's very fluid in how you play her. Her burst, it's very simple, as it just fires a shark missile, dealing AoE hydro damage based off her max HP. Now for her passives. Her first one, when Sharky's Surging Bite hits an opponent, it's going to generate a floater nearby, and it will restore 22 Night Soul points when she picks it up. This is great, allowing you to extend her elemental skill duration. This can only happen once per Night Soul blessing. For her second passive, when a nearby party member triggers a Night Soul burst, Mualani will gain 1 stack of Wave Chaser's exploits, which lasts 20 seconds, max 3. Her burst damage is going to be increased by this by 20, 30, 40 of her max HP. Her next passive, now when you're in Natlan, you're going to be in these areas with like Phlogiston mechanics. I hope I'm saying that correctly. After Mualani consumes all her Night Soul points, she's going to start using these Phlogiston to maintain her Night Soul blessing, so you can explore even more. When an active character is sprinting, swimming, moving, or in the air, you can go ahead and switch into Mualani, and she will enter the Night Soul blessing state and gain 40 Night Soul points. This can only be triggered every 10 seconds. Additionally, Mualani's Night Soul point consumption while moving on water during Night Soul blessing is decreased by 75% while in Natlan, and 35% when doing the same outside of Natlan. Again, this is an exploration passive that looks to be shared upon all Natlan characters, just with a little tweak in there depending on their kit. Something that I love about Mualani is her other passive. Now, while in the area of this Phlogiston mechanics within Natlan, 15 Phlogiston can be restored when interacting with some harvestable items. Additionally, she's gonna go ahead and display on the minimap unique items from Natlan, which is honestly amazing. Same thing that Lenny does, and same thing that Tainari does as well. Her kit honestly looks really fun to use, especially in Natlan. So let's go over if her constellations are even worth it. Her C1, Mualani's Night Soul consumption is decreased by 30% while not in combat. Mualani's first Sharky's Bite and Shark Missiles deal more damage based off 75% of her max HP. C1 honestly is not all that great, just gives her some more damage and quality of life for exploring. Her C2, when Mualani enters her Night Soul state, she will gain 2 Surfshark Breaker stacks. She will gain another when obtaining a floater. Mualani will also restore 20 Night Soul points in the 4 seconds after she obtains a floater. This con will give her more damage output and extends the duration of her skill, so it's kind of okay. Her C4, Mualani will generate 7 energy when obtaining a floater. Honestly, not the best constellation, but her burst is great. The damage is pretty amazing, but again, most of her damage comes from normal attacks, so this is just an okay constellation. Her C6, her C1 can now be triggered more than once, and Sharky's Bite missiles will have their crit rate and crit damage increased by 5 and 10 respectively. Honestly, not a very great C6. Her constellations are kind of a bit of a mixed bag. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised that she isn't a standard banner character, maybe because of how her damage multipliers are, because they are quite nice even after they received a nerf in the beta. But honestly, she just seems like a fun character, not really one if you're looking for a lot of damage. I will say this, that maybe her potential is locked behind vape compositions, as we are in Natlan and we are going to get many pyro characters, especially the pyro archon, so hopefully she will get better in the future. So now we got her kit out of the way, how do we build her? Well, she's an HP scaling DPS like Nouvellette, so give her an HP Sands, Hydro Damage Goblet, and a crit rate or crit damage circlet. Subsets focusing on crit, HP, EM, or ER. For artifacts, any artifact combination giving HP hydro damage will be great for a 2-piece, 2-piece option. For 4-piece options, for one that you can farm now, I would highly recommend the 4-piece Heart of Depth set, as it's going to increase hydro damage bonus and normal attack damage bonus. In 5.0, we are going to have a brand new artifact set that's going to be great on her. The Obsidian Codex is going to increase her damage after her Night Soul Blessing state, and it will also give you 40% crit rate when consuming Night Soul points. This is insane. A 40% crit rate buff is exactly what we needed, so we can just stack a lot of crit damage on her. Similar to Nouvellette, you are going to want to run weapons with HP or crit substats. For 4 stars, Prototype Amber is going to be her craftable option, beating out many other 4 stars. The Witsith is a great option for the crit damage, but the RNG passive is okay, as the 2 hydro damage bonus or the EM is going to be great on her. The attack buff will be kind of wasted on her. There will be a brand new craftable weapon option in Natlan, and I hope I say this okay. It is the Ring of Yashe with an HP substat and a passive that increases normal attack damage, which is perfect for Mualani. We are also getting a free event weapon, which is going to be released in 5.0, which is the Ash Graven Drinking Horn, which has an HP subset. The passive is okay for extra damage, but I prefer the Natlan craftable. Now for 5 stars, Kokomi's signature Everlasting Moonglow is a great option with a high HP subset and an ER refunding through her normal attacks. Now Lost Prayers is your standard banner 5-star option with a high crit rate and a passive that increases hydro damage. Mualani's best in slot though is going to be Surfing Time. It's great with the crit damage subset and a passive that increases her HP and normal attack damage. I'm honestly excited to pull for Mualani. Her kit seems amazing and brand new. It's so refreshing to have something like this in Genshin, especially for exploration. Please comment down your thoughts on Mualani and if you are going to be building her or not. I do stream most nights on Twitch, catch me on there, and I'll see you on my next video.